hosting another fascinating episode of Fire Your MD Now. Check me out 24/7 at fireyourmdnow.com to call in live to the show this day or any day. 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. We've been talking for the last little while about the foundation strategies of holistic health. And basically, here it is in a nutshell overview. Number one, the human body has built-in God-given intelligence. Number two, the human body knows how to fix itself. Number three, the human body wants to fix itself. Number four, necessary to fix the body needs raw materials. These raw materials you cannot get from eating food. You must actively supplement with vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids. You must do this. It is impossible, number five, it is impossible to get all of the nutrients that the human body needs to stay healthy just from eating from the four food groups. You cannot do it. In order to remain healthy on planet Earth, we have to build houses, shelter ourselves against the elements. We need to find and purify water. We need to eliminate our waste, and we need to secure and swallow the 90 essential nutrients every day. If you do not supplement with good quality recipes which are bioavailable and absorbable by the human body of the 90 essential nutrients, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids, it is only a matter of time until your body runs out of something and then something breaks. And then, horror of horrors, you have a chronic disease. You have an illness. Something is wrong in your body, and where do you go? You go to the MD who owns medicine in the United States. It's the only option that you have. It's the only medicine your insurance pays for, the only medicine practiced in your hospital, the only medicine that's probably legal in your state. And the MD, having no training, no experience, no respect, and no appreciation for medical nutrition, the MD, only being trained in drugs and surgery, throws a drug at a nutrient deficiency disease. This may mitigate symptoms for a while, but after a while, your symptoms come back. They get worse. They have to change the drug, up the drug. Then you have to take a drug for the side effects of the first drug that they gave you. You go from bad to worse, and then you die 40 or 50 years before your genetic potential of 120 years of age. The pharmaceutical industry profits from this, but you do not. As a matter of fact, the leading cause of death in the United States is MD-directed medical treatments. The leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States is MD-directed medical treatments. See a correlation? Medicine in the United States is a for-profit, out-of-control juggernaut, monopolistic juggernaut. There is no law that requires your medical doctor to cure you, even if the cure exists. And your hospital is more interested at turning a profit than it is at keeping your costs down and actually curing your illness. Quite frankly, even if they wanted to, they wouldn't be able to unless it was traumatic illness, which is what they're best suited for. They're best suited for trauma. They're best suited for surgery when it's necessary. But they have no earthly idea even of how to fix heartburn, let alone arthritis or congestive heart failure or fibromyalgia or amyloidosis or kidney disease or anything. All they can possibly do is manage your symptoms with drugs until you get so bad that they have to remove whatever they have to remove with surgery. And this is what we've come to accept as the best medicine in the world, and quite frankly, it's killing us. Point number 6. In order for the body to be healthy, you have to stop eating food that's gumming up the works. There are 10 foods that we have identified as bad for your body. Bad dog, no biscuit. 10 foods. You need to stop eating these. Identify them and stop eating them. Now, here's the list. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats, oil in a bottle, fried food, well-done red meat, nitrates added as preservatives to meat, the skins of baked potatoes, yams, and sweet potatoes, and a carbonated beverage with a meal. Now, if you'd like to download that list, if you'd like us to email that list to you for free, go to fireyourmdnow.com, opt in for my email newsletter. It's free, And I don't sell email addresses to anybody, folks. I have lots of integrity around this issue. I myself get about 500 spam emails a day, and it ticks me off. I hate getting spam. I'm not going to do anything with your email address except send you every couple of weeks, sometimes every week, sometimes once a month, depends entirely on how busy I am, free information about science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. And so if you opt into my email list, we will send you for free, automatically, the list of the 10 bad foods. I'm also going to send you a link to a video that I produced, which describes why wheat, barley, rye, and oats are bad foods. Because this is an unusual concept for us to think about here in the United States, because wheat is supposed to be the staff of life, right? It's supposed to be the best thing you can eat since, well, sliced bread. Wait a minute, it is sliced bread. Well, wait a minute, it's bad for you. And there's a reason why it's bad for you. And that reason is explained in my video, Against the Grain, that I will send you a link to for free once you opt in to my email newsletter on the front page of fireyourmdnow.com. So you need to identify these foods, stop eating them, and last but not least, we must secure enough antioxidants every day in order to optimize our health, and that's what I'm going to talk about in today's show to round out this whole program. This is the final piece of the puzzle here, antioxidants. Now, there is a category of biochemicals called free radicals. It's not really a chemical, a biochemical, because free radicals mostly are single atoms of oxygen which have in fact lost an electron. It's a single atom of oxygen that has lost an electron, and a single atom of oxygen that has lost an electron is referred to in the scientific community as an oxygen radical. It's an oxygen radical. An oxygen radical is like metabolic Velcro. It sticks to whatever it can stick to. It sticks to virtually anything. It binds to virtually anything. When enough oxygen radicals bind to something, whatever they bind to becomes oxidized and destroyed. This, in fact, is the second law of thermodynamics. Everything decays. This is just life, you know. This is why it's a million times easier to blow something up than it is to build something. Ever think about that? You can blow something up in 10 seconds. It takes you a year to build a house. You can blow that house up in 1 minute, 60 seconds. Boom, it's all gone. Took you a year to build it. 1 minute, boom, it's all gone. Not even, depending on how much explosive you use. Well, this is the nature of the world that we live in. This is the nature of the physical universe that we live in. This is such a fundamental principle of life. It was given a name by physicists, the second law of thermodynamics: everything decays. Right? One of the main factors of the degradation of everything in the phenomenal universe is oxidative damage. Everything becomes oxidized. This is why your bananas go brown. They become oxidized. This is why wine turns to vinegar. It becomes oxidized. This is why food spoils. It becomes oxidized. Oxidative damage happens everywhere all of the time. It's happening inside of your body right now. There are millions of oxidative attacks to the cells of your body every day. Millions, and I am not using hyperbole. There are millions of oxidative attacks by oxygen radical species, free radicals, inside of your body every moment of every day. This stuff is going on. It's just part of life. Now, free radicals get introduced into the body by eating the 10 bad foods. This is one of the reasons why we eliminate these 10 bad foods, because most of the 10 bad foods are extremely high in free radicals. But even if you were 100% on board with this diet 100% of the time, and you were greatly reducing the amount of free radicals that you were inadvertently consuming with food, just by walking down the street, breathing in carbon monoxide from automobile exhaust, breathing in secondhand smoke, or maybe you're a smoker yourself, you breathe in that nicotine, breathe in that carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, you're going to have free radicals in your body. Eat a piece of lettuce that has pesticides on it, you've got free radicals in the body. There's crap in your water, you drink it, you've got free radicals in the body. It's that easy. You have to live in a bubble, really, to completely avoid the majority of the free radicals that are present in the environment most of the time. But fear not, because your body recognizes, remember, your body's intelligent, your body has smarts, your body knows that it is being attacked internally all of the time. So your body has developed defense mechanisms to get over and rid itself of the oxidative damage. And guess what the body uses to eliminate oxidative damage? You guessed it, antioxidants. That's where the term came from, right? Pretty smart. Antioxidants are used to neutralize the damage put in place by free radicals. Now, there are lots and lots of nutritional supplements and lots of foods that have antioxidant properties. Your body also makes its own natural antioxidant. Pretty remarkable when you think about it. It's a molecule called glutathione. Glutathione. G-L-U, T like Thomas, A, thione, T like Thomas, H-I-O-N-E. Glutathione is your body's natural antioxidant. However, when glutathione encounters a free radical, when it neutralizes the free radical, it's destroyed. Unless there's selenium in your blood. If there is enough of the mineral selenium, selenium is a mineral like calcium, like iron, like phosphorus, like zinc. If there's enough selenium in your blood, the glutathione, when it encounters a free radical, is recycled. How about that? This is why selenium is such a potent anti-cancer medicine, right? This is why selenium reduces breast cancer by 82%. It reduces prostate cancer by 69%. This is the occurrence of these cancers. Reduces the occurrence of colon cancer by 64%. The occurrence of lung cancer by 39%. Selenium, a simple addition of a mineral supplement, remarkably increases your body's own natural antioxidants. Finish up with the antioxidant stuff and then take calls. So the body has its own natural antioxidant, glutathione, and glutathione is optimized by the presence of the mineral selenium in your blood. This is why everybody listening needs to take selenium. And check this out. Selenium reduces breast cancer by 82%, the occurrence of breast cancer by 82%. You know what this means? So if every girl in the United States, in the world, quite frankly, took 200 micrograms of selenium, which is cheaper than dirt, because it's made from dirt. That's where you get it. It's a mineral that exists in the soil. You extract it from the soil. Well, you take 200 micrograms of this very inexpensive nutritional supplement every day in one generation, we would eliminate breast cancer by 82%. Now, why aren't the Susan G. Komen women marching for this? Because medicine is a for-profit industry in the United States, and the pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about stuff that actually prevents disease. They would rather just manage the disease. They would rather just hack the breast off, because there's more money in it for them when they do it. You know, I keep threatening to do a whole week on cancer, and it's coming. By the end of this year, I'm going to do a whole week on cancer in the United States, and it's going to bring you to tears and make you rush to join Youngevity if you haven't already. So we've got the body's own natural antioxidant handled when we're taking selenium supplementation. And by the way, if you take selenium supplementation, it has to be in a preferred form of selenomethionine, and it has to be balanced with the right amount of copper, because if you take too much selenium, you'll lose copper, and if you take too much copper, you'll lose selenium. Kind of like calcium and magnesium, selenium and copper go hand in hand. Guess what? Youngevity's selenium supplement has the perfect balance of the two, and it has the preferred form of selenium. So again, Dr. Wallach's wisdom saves the day. So in addition to supplementing with selenium, we need to supplement with antioxidants. And antioxidants are measured by their ORAC value. That's O-R-A-C. It stands for oxygen radical. You already know what that is. Absorption capacity. How about that? Oxygen radical absorption capacity is the measurement of how effective any particular antioxidant is. And the goal here for general all-purpose, all-around health is 20,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. 20,000. 20,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. If, however, you have a chronic disease or 2 or 3 or 4, and you are attempting a health recovery program, then while you're recovering your health, the goal is 50,000 to 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidant a day. 100,000 ORAC points a day is the goal, between 50,000 and 100,000 if you are in fact recovering from a chronic disease. Now, thank God you know about longevity, because if you take the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for your body weight, you're going to be getting about 6,000 ORAC points per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Hey, that's not bad. If you're 200 pounds, you're going to be getting 12,000 ORAC points. If you're just trying to maintain your health, you only need 8,000 more. That's not hard to do. If you're recovering your health, you need 16,000. You need 84,000 more. That's a little harder to do, unless, of course, you know longevity. Because longevity, under the wisdom of Dr. Wallach, has developed a chocolate supplement. A chocolate supplement. It's made from chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. And this is not Hershey's chocolate. It's Aztec chocolate. It's got probiotics in it, and it's loaded with antioxidant. It's called Triple Treat Chocolate. One piece of chocolate gives 16,945 ORAC points, almost 17,000 ORAC points per piece, and it's chocolate. Now, you know, if you're from another planet and you don't like chocolate, well, you can do another product called Cell Shield RTQ. And in one capsule of Cell Shield RTQ, there's 8,000 ORAC points. So by just adding a few extra supplements into your 90 essential nutrient, into your health recovery program, you can easily attain the 50,000 to 100,000 ORAC points for health recovery, or the 20,000 ORAC points for health maintenance. This is it, folks. Clean your diet up, take the essential nutrients, increase your intake of antioxidants, step out of the way, and let God and nature do the rest. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself. When you use longevity supplements appropriate for your body weight, you are going to love how you feel, because for the first time in your life, your body will have everything that it needs to get the job done. We are going to go right to the phones today. Al is calling back with a report, I hope, from his craniosacral therapist. Al, welcome back. You're live with Dr. Glidden.
Thanks, Dr. Glidden.
All right, so Al, tell the listening audience just briefly, in bulleted points, you know, the stuff that you had, the stuff that got better, and the stuff that hasn't gotten better.
I've had headaches, kidney stones, osteoarthritis, focal seizures. The kidney stones, the osteoarthritis, the focal seizures. Well, the seizures have actually stopped. The other two have gotten dramatically better. But the headaches are still there.
All right, so we've taken care of 3 out of 4, and we've done a number of different things for the headaches, none of which worked. And the latest thing that I recommended that you do was go see a craniosacral therapist, because I thought, holy smokes, maybe this is a mechanical problem, not a physiological problem. Were you able to do that yesterday?
Yeah, I went this morning here to see her.
And what's she saying? How do you feel?
She says she felt like it was out of alignment there, and that she says it may be a few days before you start to really feel a difference in that.
So how long were you in her office having a treatment?
She did it for an hour.
All right, so she did a 1-hour cranial sacral treatment. Did you feel anything in the moment that she was doing it? I mean, was there anything that you had any felt sense while she was doing what she was doing?
I felt a little more relaxed when she was doing it there. I noticed that.
Yeah, okay. So, and she advised waiting 48 hours to see if there's any let-up or change in the symptoms, right?
Correct.
Okay, very good. All right, so we've got to wait 48 hours and see, and this is just what we do in medicine. You know, there's certain different strokes for different folks, right? You have to give the therapy enough time to sink in before you judge it. All right, so number 1. Now, number 2, on the last round of blood work that you had, your red blood cell count was up, your hematocrit was up, and your hemoglobin was up, right?
Correct.
These were elevated, and we wanted to know why. Well, I did some homework, and I talked to Dr. Wallach, and I have some feedback for you. You ready?
Yep.
All right, good. So the leading cause of all 3 of these things being elevated is simple dehydration. So this, begs the question, how many fluids do you drink on a daily basis? How much water do you drink on a daily basis?
Well, I drink I have the Tangy Tangerine, and I put it in 33 ounces twice a day, and then plus maybe 2 to 3 glasses of water a day.
Okay, and are you a tea drinker or a coffee drinker?
I drink maybe a cup, possibly 2 in the morning. If I drink tea, it's like herbal teas.
Yeah, okay. So the coffee that you're drinking is a couple of cups a day?
Yeah, in the morning there.
All right, so it's probably not. Do you sweat a lot? Are you do you live in a part of the country or do stuff for work where you're sweating a lot or not so much?
Well, I'm on disability. I live here in South Dakota. It's been really hot there, and that I do sweat on occasion. I used to have hives years ago, and that for like 25 years, and got rid of them. I also have the Klinefelter syndrome, which I have to take testosterone for too.
Yeah, okay. Now, is elevated red blood cell counts a side effect of testosterone supplementation?
I've been told, my doctor here, and then the one that diagnosed me 30 years ago, he says if you take too much testosterone, it can make your blood thick. But I also know that you told me when I first started this, that with this program there, that it could, you might be able to cut down your testosterone intake there.
Okay, good. So, this is the second thing that we need to talk about. You're exactly correct. So, one of the things that happens here, one of the potential things that happens here, because this is a peculiar symptom. This is not a normal symptom to have this happen. And if you're not dehydrated, and it doesn't sound like you are, then, if it looks like a duck, smells like a duck, flies like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So here's the physiology of red blood cell production. The red cells are made in the bone marrow. And if you cut somebody's, if you cut your arm off, heaven forbid, and looked inside the middle of the arm bone, there's a little red bullseye right in the middle of the arm bone, and that's the marrow. And that's where the red blood cells are made, inside the bone marrow. Now, when somebody has a problem with their bone health, and you did historically have a problem with your bone health, you had osteoarthritis, right? I mean, when somebody has osteoarthritis, this means that their bones have run out of the raw materials that the bones need to stay healthy. And one of the things that can happen when this happens is that the bone marrow starts to become unhealthy as well. Not only does the bone become unhealthy, but the center of the bone becomes unhealthy. And if the center of the bone becomes unhealthy, it starts to be displaced. The marrow starts to be displaced with connective tissue. That's just what the body does in order to try to maintain the structural integrity of the bone. Now, when the bone marrow gets replaced by connective tissue, the amount of red blood cells that your body is making is going to be reduced. But the body has checks and balances. So it's entirely possible that for the lion's share of your life, for at least the last half of your life, your body has been in the habit of trying to keep up with the red blood cell production from less bone marrow, right? It's trying to keep up with more red blood cell production with less bone marrow. And now you get on board with the healthy diet. You get on board with the medical nutrition. You give your bones and your joints all of the raw materials that they need to stay healthy. And all of a sudden, it's like, taking the top off of a spring that's been compressed for decades, and that spring just bounces around. It's entirely possible that this overproduction of red blood cells is happening because for the first time in your life, your body is, all those red blood cell switches are turned on again. And the body is starting to replace the connective tissue in the marrow with marrow and is able to produce more red blood cells. And so it's going to produce more red blood cells. And it might take a while for this situation to kind of regain normalcy and settle down its balance. Sometimes if somebody has degenerative disc disease in their heart, that can make the heart start to beat out of control, and the heart can be beating really peculiarly. And then when you fix the problem in the spine that was causing the heart to beat, incorrectly, it might take 2, 3, 4, 5 days for that heartbeat to kind of slow down and come back to normal, because that's just how life works. So I'm betting that this experience is a function, a positive side effect of the medical nutrition program that we have been providing with an emphasis on bone health, okay? Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that once your body is starting to recover its health, that it's going to need less hormone, supplemental hormone coming from the outside, either in pill form, cream form, or injection form. So as you get healthier, you should be able to reduce the amount of testosterone that you're taking. And until you do that, that would be another factor that would kick red blood cell formation into high gear. And now all of a sudden you got more marrow and you've got more raw materials there, and so your body's going to go have a little party and make all this red blood cell, all these red blood cells. So I think this is a combination of the bone recovery program that we put you on and the testosterone. So what's your body weight?
260.
And how much of the white liquid calcium are you taking?
I'm taking 1 ounce 3 times a day.
All right. So for the, let me see, we're in the kind of the middle of September. For the rest of September and all of October, cut down, please, to 1 ounce of the OsteoFX, the 1 ounce of the white liquid calcium. It's either OsteoFX or Cal-Toddy. 1 ounce of the white liquid calcium twice a day instead of 3. Cut down to 2 ounces a day. And the glucogel, I'd like you to cut that down to 18 a day. 18 a day. Take 6 with breakfast, 6 with lunch, and 6 with dinner. Now, we're doing a little experiment here, man. You got to see how that makes you feel. And if on the reduced dosage your joint stuff starts to creep back a notch or two, then the first thing to increase is the glucogel. All right, so go up a couple of glucogel each time. Instead of 6 a day, 6 3 times a day, take 8 3 times a day, okay? But so we're going to have to mess around with the calcium dosage and the glucogel dosage here. And I would also go have your blood tested for testosterone levels. That's because that's how you determine, the effectiveness of the testosterone dosage. And I'm going to, again, bet you 25 cents that that is going to need to be reduced. Does that make sense?
Why would they want to take a pint of blood from you if you're... Does that make sense?
It makes sense from an MD's point of view. I mean, it doesn't make sense from my point of view.
That's what I mean, from your...
Yeah, no, because ultimately that would just make you make more red blood cells, right? You see, now they have no earthly idea what's causing this. And so their fix for it is just to remove your blood. I mean, this harkens back to the days when they used to bleed people to death. For goodness sake, that's how they killed George Washington, right? They bled him to death. That's why the leading European journal is called The Lancet, because back in the day, that was the major medical therapeutic. You bled people to death in order to get the ill humors out of the body. Well, they're not bleeding you, removing your blood to get the ill humors out of your body. They're bleeding you to reduce the number of red blood cells that are circulating. But since they're not getting to the cause, there's just going to be more red blood cells in your body. We got to get to the cause here. And so, it's kind of a juvenile approach, which is not surprising coming from the MD's point of view, because most of what they do is old-fashioned and juvenile and just nuts, quite frankly. So, the first thing that I would do is reduce the glucogel and the calcium and check out your testosterone in your blood, because I'm going to bet you that there's too much of it now in your blood because everything else is getting so much better because of everything that you've been doing. So get that checked out and just give this program more time. Because if I'm right, and all of this is happening because all of a sudden all these switches have been turned on in your body, and your body has all of these resources now that it never had. The only thing that's going to make that fix itself is time. So you need to just give your body a little more time and take the foot off the gas a little bit as far as optimizing your bone health goes, right? So cut back on the calcium, cut back on the glucogel, cut back on the testosterone, and check it out. And as a little experiment here, Al, this is an interesting thing to talk about. You might want to, as an experiment, pee into, every time you pee in one day, pee into something that you can measure, like one of those big measuring cups. Just pee into the measuring cup and see how many ounces of urine come out, and then compare that to how many ounces of water you've drunk. Because if you're peeing out, 64 ounces of urine a day and you're ingesting 64 ounces of urine a day, then you still could be dehydrated. So it can be a little, those borders can get a little fuzzy. It really goes back to how much urine your body is putting out on a daily basis. So if you measure that over the course of 24 hours, you'll have a better understanding of what's going on. And this is Thursday, Friday, so give me a call back on Monday. Let me know what happened to the headaches after the craniosacral stuff has gone by. And in the meantime, cut back on everything and get those testosterone levels checked. And thanks for your trust. Thanks for your time. Thanks for calling. We are going to get to the bottom of this, you and I. Gary is calling with a question about irritable bowel, I think. Welcome aboard, Gary. You are live with Dr. Glidden.
Thanks for taking my call, Dr. Glidden.
How's it going?
Yes, it's not too bad. I started on a gluten-free diet just about 3 months ago, and actually a full diet of all the good foods, eliminated all the bad foods for the past 3 months. And I'm wondering how long does it take on the gluten-free before you notice any significant difference in your intestinal health?
Well, there's two things that we have to do. Number one, you have to stop punching yourself in the arm, so to speak. If you were punching yourself in the same spot in the arm 3 times a day, you'd have a big black and blue there. And when you stopped punching yourself in the arm, the black and blue would persist until the body healed it. Now, to help the body heal it faster, the body needs nutrients. So in addition to stopping the 10 bad foods, and quite frankly, man, good for you for doing that. You have no idea. I mean, if you had any idea what you have just done to optimize health moving forward in your life, I mean, you would have the biggest party of your life. This is a really big deal, Gary. So give yourself a big, big, big pat on the back for taking care of this right now, okay? Because this is really going to stand you in good stead for the rest of your life, all right? So good job, man. Congratulations, number one. So number two, you got to take nutritional supplements in order to boost your body's ability to fix the damaged tissue. And this is the 1-2 punch. It's like the Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope, right? It's a 2-part plan. First you get the opponent tired, and then you knock the crap out of him. So are you taking any of the nutritional supplements? Have you started that piece of the program yet?
Beyond Tangy Tangerine, OsteoFX, but I've got a problem with shellfish.
Yeah.
And the glucosamine really causes me grief.
In OsteoFX?
Yeah.
All right, so you got to switch that out. So you can't get the Healthy Start Pack anymore because you can't modify what's in the Healthy Start Pack. So you got to, from now on, get the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Just buy a separate bottle of that. Buy the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all by itself. And a liquid product, a liquid calcium called Cal Toddy, and you spell that C-A-L-T-O-D-D-Y, and that's made by the SupraLife company, SupraLife, which is a subsidiary of Youngevity. When you go into your back office and do the drop-down list to place an order, they list the products by company name, and if you click on the SupraLife tab, you'll see Cal Toddy. It's liquid, and so that's the liquid calcium supplement that doesn't have glucosamine in it. So that's what you need to take. So, of course, the recommendation here would be Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Cal Toddy, EFA Plus. You would need the EFA Plus rather than the EFAs. And to really kind of increase your turnaround time here, there's a product specifically designed to help the intestinal tract heal. It's called Mackey Plus. That's M like Mary, A-Q-U-I. It's a Youngevity liquid product, Mackey Plus. It has aloe vera juice in it and the superfruit. So it's loaded with antioxidants, and aloe vera is extremely soothing to damaged tissue. So the Mackey Plus, we dose that. All liquids are dosed more or less the same way. It's 1 bottle per 100 pounds of body weight per month. You shouldn't need the Mackey Plus for more than 2 or 3 months. Extra selenium if you can afford it. And probiotics, the Ultimate Flora FX, would be a very good thing for you to take 2 capsules, 2, 3, 4 capsules before bed for a couple of months. The probiotics, the Ultimate Flora FX, and the MAC-E Plus will really go a long way towards speeding up the resolution of this problem. Now, I'm going to give you a little insider information here, man. When I was in naturopathic medical school, the old-time naturopaths always said that once you get on board with a healing program, diet and nutritional supplementation, herbs or whatever, once you've dialed it in, it takes approximately 1 month for every year that you've had the problem for the problem to go away. So if you've had IBS for 24 years, it's going to take 24 months. However, the addition of the longevity supplements will remarkably accelerate that. I've seen it cut it in half. So 1 year for every 1 month for every year that you've had the problem, and then cut that in half, and that will give you kind of a ballpark guesstimate of how long this is going to take for you to get on the other side. Stick with it, brother. It's only a matter of time, and this is the hard work of medical nutrition. Time is your best friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. See you next time.